Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we get this going. How we doing, my brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I hear you. We're gonna try this again. I want to welcome everybody to Conversations. We got the real Pimpin Ken, Ken Ivory, CEO of Hip-Hop Fraternity, holding it down. Um, let first of all, like I was saying earlier, I want to congratulate you on your winning battle with Corona. As I was saying, let everybody know what that kind of taught you just going through that experience.
Yeah, like I said, excuse me. Hold over there because I got to do this interview. Like I was saying, it was very traumatic. Basically, it makes you rethink your whole situation. You know what I mean? You have a different perspective on life. You know, it
Hmm.
makes you respect life a little bit more. And that's what it did for me, you know what I mean? Because I was almost out of there.
Wow. How long were you in the hospital?
I wasn't in the hospital but a day.
Let's see here. Uh, yeah, I got you now.
Okay. Yeah, I was in the hospital for about a day, but I was sick for about 3 weeks.
Okay, okay. And I guess they just gave you a lot of opportunity to just kind of reflect on things, huh?
Yeah, it's like when I got shot, like when I got hit by a semi truck, like when I got ran over twice when I was a kid, it just makes you appreciate the Father, the Creator who's never created, and it makes you realize that, man, I'm here for a reason. And then you get more serious about your craft and about what you got going on in life. And I know a lot of people say, Ken, you're a legend and you done a lot, and you've been on all these millions of records and you've been in all these movies and stuff. But that might not be your purpose in life. The roads that you take to get to your destiny is not the ones to get you there. It's your detours. So those been detours that led me to my destiny, which I really believe is hip hop fraternity, because feeding them kids and letting them perform every week, and letting them in for free. It's the doors of heaven that open up and pour me out a blessing that I ain't ready to receive. People always want to help the organization. They always want to do something with us because they realize that our philanthropy is authentic. We're really helping
Right.
young people, you know, in their careers.
That's a beautiful thing. What industry people do you have affiliated with the hip hop fraternity now?
Little Boosie, he's affiliated. Ice-T's affiliated. Maybach Music is affiliated. Trillville, Little LA from Trillville is affiliated. So we got a few celebrities, and we're working on a few more. I've been talking to a lot of brothers in the industry, and they pretty much they overwhelmed about what's going on, and they all want to be a part of it. They all believe in hip hop. We all love hip hop. We all connected to hip hop in some manner or form or fashion because we all either growed up on the hippity hop or the little baby. You know what I mean? But all
Right.
of us can remember some point in history where we was connected to hip hop. So the hip hop fraternity brings all of these elements, all these different facets together, the new, the old, the young, and we merge and we become a big old networking organization. And that's what we are. We are a major networking organization with all different type of people that's in the industry, and we constantly
And you,
gaining new people every day. If you
mhm.
go on the website, thehiphopfraternity.com, you'll see a lot of celebrities that join. We have over 600 members. The website only been up for about 30 days, 40 days. And, we got about 1,000 members here in Atlanta. We have a chapter in Milwaukee that have a few hundred members. We got chapters in Dallas, Denver, VA, St. Louis, and we're working on a chapter in Chicago. You know, they started, but they just haven't fully materialized yet. But we do have brothers in Chicago that's down with us.
That's a beautiful thing. What made you get interested in the music business?
But you know, I've been on more than 20 million records. You know, I've been in the music industry for 20 years. It started with Jermaine Dupri 21 years ago on his album Instruction. Then I got on 50 Cent album. We did a whole mixtape called Sabrina Baby Boy. I did 7 songs with Pimp C. I did about 5 songs with Pastor Troy. I worked with Alkies. I worked with UGK. Man, I've been on so many records. Let me see who else. I'm forgetting about it. E40. I just did. He just put an album out. I'm on that. I did 2 albums with Lil Jon that sold over 8 million. I did with Mac 10, Big Daddy Kane, Ice-T. You know, so I've been in the music industry for about 21 years. About 40 million records sold, over 1 billion views of me being on other people's video.
Okay.
I've been seen over 1 billion times in the industry. I did Pimps Up, Hoes Down. American Pimps Up, Hoes Down was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So, you know,
that
it's been a long time I've been in the game.
That was the HBO documentary right there, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So
and that was seen over by 1 billion people. So, you know, I got a lot of recognition. I'm known in every hood. I'm good in every hood. I sell my DVDs out the trunk still to this day. You know, I mean, people might see me in a Rolls Royce selling DVDs out the trunk. They be like, Unc, what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? You okay? You all right? It's just that I like being around my people. You know what I'm saying? I like being in the streets. I like, you know, connecting with people. You know, Bishop and Kenny Red had a birthday party in Vegas. I put the suit on. I put the Jews on. I showed them I'm still alive, but, you know, that ain't what I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? I'm really working with these kids. I just signed Boosie to a book deal. I just signed Ice-T to a book deal. We was working on Master P book. You know, we're going to see how that go. You know, I've been talking to Yellow Beezy about a book. We tried to, we put a contract together for Lil Baby, but his people never really responded. You know, so we've been in the industry. We did over $2 million worth of book deals. So it's up, man. I mean, we winning, man. I mean, like, I tell brothers all the time, it's real live on the square side. The square world's way better than the street world. I mean, at least you ain't got to look over your back and you ain't got to worry about them checks bouncing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dealing with corporate America. I tell people all the time, I don't fish for goldfish. I don't fish for catfish. I don't fish for sharks. I fish for whales, the biggest and killer whales, because killer whales eat sharks. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You know, that's corporate America in my terms. So we always looking for that corporate sponsor. We looking for an AC or a VC, either venture capitalist or angel capital. You know, for those who don't know, angel capital is people who invest their own money. Venture capital is a firm that invests other people's money. So we, we have a valuation. You know, or we got to get to a valuation of 100 million with the Hip-Hop Fraternity. Once we get that valuation at 100 million, then we better get a $20 million investment from one of those entities. You know, I had several people offer me, thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. I even got close to $1 million on an investment, but I turned it down because I understand the value of what we got. I understand that hip hop is our culture, so it's our culture, our call. So we don't do that. We don't take L's. All my members know there's a whole bunch of them. How we get down. We definitely interested in nothing but a whale. We want the biggest fish in the ocean. And how you catch a whale, you got to have good bait. Good bait is infrastructure, foundation. You understand me? Professionalism. You understand? Being a hip hop farm, allowing our artists to come through, hundreds of them, and perform, and let the industry see that we are a hip hop organization.
Correct. Now, for those who not aware of the Hip Hop Fraternity, let them know what the benefits of being part of the Hip Hop Fraternity are.
Okay, one of the benefits of being a hip hop fraternity is like any fraternity. You know what I mean? If you go to Harvard, you're a Harvard alumni. If you go to Yale, you're a Yale alumni. If you're a Q Dog, you're a Q Dog alumni. So it gets you alumni. It gets you a brotherhood and a sisterhood of brothers and sisters of like-minded who all understand that it's our culture, our call, that practice love, peace, and respect. So now, what do that mean? That means that if you are an artist and you're going to Milwaukee and you hip up the Hip-Hop Fraternity in Milwaukee, then you got producers on deck, you got clubs on deck, you got DJs on deck. You know what I mean? So you ain't got to worry about that. You know, when you go make a deal, you ain't got to call the record label. You know, you can you can call your brothers and your sisters in the hip hop fraternity, and we got lawyers in the hip hop fraternity. We got accountants in the hip hop fraternity. We got DJs, producers. So it's a buffet of networking of all you can eat. So that's what it is. It's just a buffet of brothers and sisters. I mean, more properly said, it's a black think tank. So when I say a black think tank, you know, when white folks come together and they want to put something together, they all get together and they do a brainstorm and they figure out, you know, what's the best situation for their situation moving forward. So, okay, well, we sit down and we come with things, and like, say for instance, if you had a video, you was an artist at the HHL, we're going to put that video on our platforms. We're going to put it on our website. That's what the brotherhood and the sisterhood is all about. You know, looking out for each other. You know what I mean? Nobody,
Right.
you know, is bigger than nobody. Ain't no big eyes and little U's in the HHL. You know, if you up all night records, you still gonna be up all night records. If you join the hip hop fraternity, you're just gonna be up all night. You know what I'm saying? But you still
Right.
gonna have your own entity. You know, you don't lose your value of who you are joining the hip hop fraternity, but what you do, you gain a unity, and you gain a brotherhood and sisterhood. And the analogy that I like to use when I'm giving my speeches in the meeting is that if you got a pencil, you can take that pencil and you can break it easy. But if you put 100 pencils together, it's going to be hard to break 100 pencils. You know
No
what I'm
doubt.
saying? So the numbers is in the strength is in the numbers, and that's what we teach. We teach about blockchain. We teach about NFC technology. We teach about cryptology. We teach about ASCAP, BMI, TuneCore. You know, we teach anything musically, and we teach our members that it's 90% 90% business, and 10% music. So we give them a perspective of the music business, and we try to show them how not to get duped or played by the record labels. So we're the record labels or the industry worst nightmare because we're educating and we're teaching people. We teach them about nationality. You know, we
Right.
teach them that they're not Negroes, colors, blacks, or Ethiopian, that they are descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabit the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. We taught them that, you know, we teach them that, you know, if you think you're a black man, if you think you're a Negro, if you think you're a color, where will you go? Now one of them could answer that question. So we show them the analogy that if a German Shepherd was to be deported, it would go to Germany. A French Poodle would go to France. An Irish Settler would go to Ireland, and a Chinese Poodle would go to China. But we don't know where we're going. So I teach them knowledge of self. You know, I request books for them. I suggest books they can read, like, you know, the 48 Laws of Power, Ivan Van Sertima, they came before Columbus, Dr. Ben Chicano, you know what I mean, the Black Man in Island's Family, Dr. Naeem Akbar, you know, the psychological images and changes of slavery, you know, good books too, you know, about business, you know, Think and Grow Rich, you know, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you know, Les Brown, you know, we give them a collage of information that I have used in my journey in life that helped me to navigate through all the negativity, you know, as a black man or ex-black man. I'm not black no more. You know what I'm saying? As an ex-Negro, as an ex-ignorant man in the hood, you know what I'm saying? And found knowledge of myself and became a Moorish American, you know what I'm saying? And joined the Moorish science, which means more sense, you know, and I learned, you know, how to be. Now, I don't ask nobody to join my faith or my religion. And they can
Mm-hmm.
still be Hebrew Israelites, Nation of Islam, GDs, Vice Lord, gangsters, wherever, but I still want to teach them knowledge of self. So you don't have no other choice. When you're sitting there and I'm talking, I'm going to teach you about self. I'm going to teach you that you're not all these things that have socially engineered you into a situation where you hate yourself, where you want to kill your brother because the way he look or the color he got, whether he a 6 point or 5 point star. You know, I teach them that, you know, that you know, knowledge is power, you know, that you must learn. And leaders are readers. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a leader, you got to be a reader. You know, just basic stuff that their mother or their father might not have taught them. you know,
Right.
and they out here, they wandering aimlessly like a ship without a rudder. Eventually, they're gonna land on the rocks, and the rocks can be the penitentiary.
Yeah, yeah. And and I can tell you're an avid reader. What got you into that? Because clearly you love to read. What sparked your interest in that?
Penitentiary, the penitentiary,
Just
being in
that
prison on
time.
that in that bunk. You know what I'm saying? Me and just started reading, man, and started, educating myself. You know, so that's how I got into it.
I think that's just amazing. Just the information that you're giving these kids. You can't put a price on that for real.
Yeah, I mean, if you just think about it, what I got must be working, right? I only
Yeah.
been in Atlanta 5 months. We got 1,000 members and we in 5 states. Who do that? I'm not a preacher. I'm not a minister. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, I'm teaching truth. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Man is strangely mixed. He mixed with truth and falsehood. You know what I'm saying? The truth is the mother of virtue, the harmonies of life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those are the things that make everything right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You
You
know?
good? Yeah. You good?
Yeah, so that's our works. You judge a man by his actions, not by what he say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because you got to be about that. You got to walk that walk and talk that talk. You got to speak with two tongues, the one in your mouth and the one in your shoe. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I do. And these young people, they can witness that in me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feed them. I let them perform for free. I got KOD every Tuesday, the biggest club in Atlanta. I let them come in there for free. I'm not trying to charge them. They ask me, what's my game? I said, my game is no game. That's what I do. I don't run no game because I know game and I know how game is ran. So when you don't run game on nobody, they can't say that you run a game on them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and that's one of the things that I do. I just exercise love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, love, peace, and respect. And I treat every man how I want to be treated. And the reason how I got into the books, back to your original question, was I couldn't read at first, too well,
Ooh.
because I was that kid on the yellow bus. I was the one that's always beating up the other kids and being bad and, not listening to the teacher. So, they told me I was crazy. They told me I was crazy. And I
Wow.
believed them. So I started acting crazy. And they led me in and out the penitentiary, reformatory school. So one day, a guy gave me a book called Iceberg Slim, you know, and I said, man, I want to read this book. And it took me almost a month to read it. I was embarrassed because people was asking me for the book in prison. That's what they do. They pass the books around, but I was the slowest reader. So I made a concerted effort at that point that I was going to educate myself. So I just started reading everything. Within 6 months, I went and got my GED. Within another 6 months, I was in college, you know what I'm saying, getting a 4-point average, and within a year or two in the prison, I was writing, the prison journal in Memphis. When I was in the feds, I was writing the journal and giving them people, the journal, writing, the magazine outside the streets, and they was giving me rave reviews. So that was one of the things. I wanted to read a book and I couldn't read it, and I was mad. And I seen that everybody in prison was smart, and I was one of the dumb ones. So I was like, man, I can't be around all these brothers and sisters, or these brothers, no sisters. I can't be around these brothers and not have the knowledge and not be able to engage in a conversation, an intelligent conversation, because I think highly of myself. I don't look at myself as a peon. But if you can't read or write, you're a peon no matter what you say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you can't comprehend, if you can't interpret, if you don't have common comprehension, and you're a fool. And no matter what you say, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you had a bigger head, you'd be a bigger fool. You know what I'm saying? So you're a
Right.
fool. So I didn't want to be no fool, so I got myself together and I started reading and studying. And when I came home from prison, I got into the world. I went back into the streets and I fell short of, some of the things that I wanted to do. And, I kind of like became this big phenomenal pimp. I became pimp of the year, not intentionally. It just, I don't know how that happened, but I was winning all the trophies. I wasn't trying to win them, I promise you. I wasn't trying to be pimp of the year. I promise you that. I wasn't trying to talk slick. My mouth was just slick. I don't know how all that stuff happened, Ain't nobody taught me that, but that's what happened. But when the opportunity came, and HBO came to the deck, and I was able to talk to them people out of $80,000, my life changed then. I always tell people, when you get privy to a different conversation, when you get privy
Mm-hmm.
to something that ain't typical, it
Great.
changes your perspective. That's just like when I got into the literary world and I became a literary agent. When I heard them people talk about millions of dollars, my whole perception is not even the same. The way I look at things ain't even the same. I know for a fact, a lot of young people don't know. I know for a fact that there's millions and millions of dollars out there for young African American men or more American men who have skills and who have common comprehension. They're willing to pay us for our culture. They just want somebody who can speak the King language and can dialogue with them without, every word being and duh and motherfucker and shit and bitch. They want somebody who
Right.
can sit down and have an intelligent conversation and who can articulate their message on the level
Yeah.
that they're used to being articulated on. And that's one of the things that I've been able to master is how to articulate, the corporate world, and how to do business in corporate America. And
And I
that's why I
think
say,
that's just. Go ahead.
no, that's why I was saying to you earlier when we were talking that I'm fishing for a whale because I know how that whale look. I've been around that whale. You know what I mean? I done seen that person. I seen that man offer me $3 million to bring Bruno Mars to the table. When you hear
Mm-hmm.
that, when you get privy to that kind of conversation, you don't want to talk about nothing else. Thousands. I don't want to talk to you thousandaires. Man,
Right.
I don't want to talk about doing those shows. I don't care about none of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you how to get the real money. Because they
That,
tell you what they want. If you
yeah.
listen to them, corporate America tell you what they call their deliverables. They'll tell you what their
Mm.
deliverables are. If you could deliver their deliverables, you could put together a nice pitch deck. You know what I mean? You can get some millions. That's how Jay-Z now doing it. It's simple. Once they learn how to get the first check, now they just did a deal with Hennessy and Louis Vuitton. They bought half of Ace of Spade. They did another deal with the cannabis company. You know what I'm saying? He owned a significant portion of that. He did something with the dude. I think it was Title or One to Live or something, and they bought half of Title. I mean,
Right.
once you understand that language, it's easy to go in there and get money from them people.
That makes sense. And I think that's just amazing how you went from not really being able to read and struggling reading to writing your own books.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah, I
mean,
forgot about that. Yeah, I did write 2 books. I
yeah.
did so much, man. I be forgetting, man. But yeah, man. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I do got 2 books, ladies and gentlemen. The 48 Laws of Game and the Art of Human Chess. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all listen, the Art of Human Chess is the epitome of success. It's called a study guide to winning. I show you step by step booklet on how to win, how to be successful. And it's very pertinent, it's very essential that you understand, how life really works. And see, I tell people in chess, you got the checkmate, and then you got the ugly move. That's when you make somebody else think they about to beat you, and then you end up checkmating them. You sacrifice a few pieces, and then you put that ugly move on them. You know what I mean? And that's what we doing. That's what Jay-Z do. That's what P Diddy do. That's what all of us do. You know what I mean? That's what all us poor African American, Moorish American children who come up out the ghetto. That's what we do. We put that ugly move on them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's how you got $1 billion Dr. Dre, $3 billion. That's how 50 Cent is running stars over there. With power. That's how
Yeah.
Jay-Z is doing all these mega deals. That's why the NFL is doing business with him because it's chess moves. I break it down to everyone how to do it in my book. And they can go to audible.com, just type in my name, Pimpin Ken, and, I guarantee you that the book is there. I own all my rights. I own all my publishing. I'm 100% independent. I own the trademark to Hip-Hop Fraternity. I don't just talk it, man. I show it, man. You know,
No doubt.
I show it. I'm not a talker. Whatever I say I'm gonna do, I do.
Now, in the hip hop fraternity, do you have like a movie division? Or are you guys doing film as well?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm doing 3 projects. I got one of my video directors, a videographer, Badu, an African brother from Nigeria. he's putting the project. We got one out called Jail Tales. We're dealing with the prison system, you know, and the disparity in the criminal justice system. We got one called Rags to Riches, where it deal with some of the people that I've been privy to, you know, who once were homeless, now millionaires. They went from rags to riches. It's like a Think and Grow Rich on steroids, you know, with actual individuals who actually succeeded. And then I got one called The Making of an Autobiography of a Celebrity, and that's what all the people I signed.
Mhm.
Like I signed Ice-T, so Ice-T did a video. You know, we did a whole documentary, like a reality show showing people the intricate aspects of that deal. We went by Boosie House and we did filmed the whole Boosie book deal, the making of his book. And Turk, we could go film the making of his book. You know, so everybody I do a book deal with, we've got a Netflix special called The Making of an Autobiography of Celebrity. So I show everyone how deals are structured. They could actually see us in the meeting place. You know, it's like a reality show, but it's teaching black men, so-called black men, now because you're not black, so-called black men, business, black women, so-called black women, business, African-American, Moorish American women, business, you know, how deals are structured, you know, show us going into Manhattan, into this corporate building owned by CBS, billion-dollar companies. You got to see it. Because a lot of times, you know, most of us we learn by eyesight, not by insight. So a lot of us don't have insight, we have eyesight. So we can learn from YouTube, we can learn from hearing people talk, but some of us can't ascertain and we can't retain information that good when we read it out the book, you know. So that helps us out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I was doing some research and I found one of your quotes that I think is very incredible that I'm going to add to my rapport. You said, always believe in your beliefs and never believe your doubts. You remember that?
Yeah, it's always believe your beliefs and never doubt your doubts. Never doubt your beliefs and never believe your doubts. You know what I'm saying? Basically, what
Yeah,
that's saying is whatever the mind believes and conceive, the mind can achieve. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you can see it, you can be it. I promise you, man, I am not lying to y'all. If you put that in your head, if you put it in your head, just like your mama told your daddy that, you know, he was fine, and your daddy told your mama he fine, and they thought about having a baby and you came, you know what I'm saying? The thought is the cause of all. Once you put it in your head, you can manifest whatever's in your mind. And, you know, like I said, Hip-Hop Fraternity is only 5, 6 months old. I seen it before I seen it. Now let me tell you the difference between insight and eyesight. Eyesight is what you see. I see you have a green shirt on. I see you have a hat with green up on it. I see you have a beige shirt. You know, you have glasses on. I can see that. That's eyesight. But I seen people 5 months ago wearing hip hop fraternity jackets. I seen hip hop fraternity in a major facility. The same way I see you, but insight allowed me to see way beforehand. So I'm looking way into the future. You know what I'm saying? That's vision. You know, so I'm visioning myself as the CEO of Hip Hop Fraternity. I'm visioning people wearing my jackets or wearing HHF jackets all over the world. I'm envisioning celebrities joining the organization. All these things is now then came to fruition. See, that's the difference, insight versus eyesight. So if you can see it, you could be it. If you place it here and you put it inside your head, you understand me? It's a 99.90% chance that it's gonna come. The Wright brothers, you know, who would ever think that they would defy aerodynamics? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's aerodynamics. They had to figure out how to go up in the air and defy gravity. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And get up in the air and fly. I mean, submarines. You know what I'm saying? They underwater, you know, for hours and for years, months. You know, they had to defy oxygen. You know what I mean? How do you get oxygen underwater, you know, without dying? You see what I'm saying? So you
Yeah,
you, you got to understand whatever the mind believes and conceive, the mind can achieve. You know, I mean, it's serious. You know what I mean? The only limitations we put is the limitations that we put on ourselves. What people don't understand, and I know they don't understand, is that they use a very small fraction of their brain. If you use 1% more of your brain, I guarantee you have a 1% more change. Now, I always tell my brother when he say, you know, about certain issues, I say, brother, well, if we're going to change the circumstances, we got to change our paradigm. We got to have a paradigm switch either this way or that way. But I guarantee you, if we switch it this way or that way, our outcome would be extremely different. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't
Right.
be at two places at the same time. You can't be on the right and the left side. So, but if you get on the right side, then you're gonna have a right side response. You're gonna have a different response. You know, so that's very important.
Man, I think your movement is changing the culture. It can change the culture. You know what I'm saying? Giving these young kids opportunities like that. Um, do you have anybody that's standing out to you right now in the hip hop fraternity? Because I know you got a lot of good talent, but
Yeah, well, we
is there
got
any?
platinum members. You know, Casanova is a platinum member. Dutch is a platinum member. J Fifth is a platinum member. Spook is a platinum member. Twin is a platinum member. Tommy Wayne is a platinum member. So if you look at them and you go back and you stroll down through the hip hop fraternity timeline, you will see that they were barely, they were barely even, mentioned. Now, when they go in the club, people singing their songs because what we do is we program their music and we put them in a position where they performing and we put their videos on our platforms and we push them. You know what I mean? And now they understand how music. I tell everybody, man, it ain't about talent. It's about marketing. So if I'm programming you on a continuous basis and I'm programming your music and I'm telling everybody to listen to your music and I'm pushing your music, that's the same thing that the record company do or the record labels the radio station do. They just call it BDSs. So,
Right.
we're doing our own BDSs. We're programming and directing our own music. We picking and choosing those people that's down with us. So once you're a platinum member and you show you down with us, then we get behind you.
Mm, man, that's heavy. And I'm like you saying alluded to earlier. I know the label's hating it. I know they hating it.
But well, I mean, anytime you're a disruptor, a lot of people don't understand. When me and Steve was working with the Boosie Juice, and I was helping them out with that, and we structured that situation over there with Pixie Paulo at Local Choice Liquor, and we was just talking about it. One thing I found out about corporations is like, in particular, you can learn it more so in the beverages industry because it's really prevalent there. Is that whenever you disrupt they come and buy it. When 50 Cent came with Vitamin Water, they bought it. When 50 Cent came with his liquor, they bought it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whenever you you disrupting that market, they come in, they give you a big check. When Beats by Dre was starting to stream, Apple came and bought it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so you learn that, through trial and error, and you see what other people are doing. So that's how you artists that's listening. That's how you get to the check. You got to be a disruptor. You got to disrupt the market. You got to switch everything. You got to mess up what they got going on. When they see Hip Hop Fraternity, producing all these artists, and they see us talking about independence, and we shining what they doing. You know what I'm saying? They had no other choice but to call and say, "Hey man, can we be your friend? Yeah, you can be my friend, but my company valuation is 100 million. So you got to come with 20 million, 20 million or more to even sit down and talk with me, and that's only for a small percentage. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
controlling interest in the company. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna keep the IEN number. I'm gonna keep the trademark and so on and so forth. And when you talk to them like that, you know what I mean? That's what they understand. You know, you got to be a disruptor. You got to disrupt the market. You have to, like I tell artists, I said, when y'all come and y'all join me, I get y'all that liquor deal. I take y'all over to these people and I show y'all how to get these deals. You're going to have to go into the liquor store. You're going to have to sign autographs and have people buy liquor. You're going to have to go to the clubs and have the club owner sell your liquor on that night because what happens is, they track that stuff. When they see the
Right.
tracking on, your numbers and they see that you're doing major numbers, then what they're going to do is they're going to come in with the check. You know what I mean? So that's the game. The game is to figure out, start your own clothing line, start your own liquor business, start your own record label, and then figure out how you can mess up what's already in existence. And once you can mess up their system, then they really get serious. They really come with the money. Because the one thing they don't want you to wake up everybody else. They benefit from people being asleep. That's why every time 50 Cent, that's why he keep coming out with liquors that here 50, take this money and just stop. Then he go open up another liquor. You know what I mean? It's amazing. It's that he'll start a company and it'll disappear all of a sudden. You know,
Yeah.
SNL headphones. What happened to them? They bought him out. You know,
Cut the check.
Nas started a couple of tech companies with a couple of upstarts. All them companies been bought out. When Instagram came on the scene, they was a disruptor. Who bought them out? Facebook. It's just plain common sense.
Oof, man, you done gave it to them. If they don't
Yeah,
understand, if they don't understand it by now, they'll never understand it.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. I love your plan. I love the format that you're creating. Man, it is. I think it's needed, and more importantly, I think the timing is right.
yeah. It is right. You're right about that because you know the artist is not performing. The artist was sitting on their butt. You know, the world slowed down for a whole year.
Right,
That's when people like you and me got. That's when we got to moving. You know, see, we quick wit. You know what I mean? We quick on our feet. So we knew,
right.
you know, you started your podcast, your radio station, and you got the boom, and you started getting out there, reaching out to folks. What they gonna say? They at home. They ain't got nothing to do. You know what I mean? It was a perfect opportunity for you to build your brand. You know what I'm saying? It was a perfect opportunity. People was stuck in the house. They couldn't wait to come to a meeting. So you understand me? Everything was, you know, but see, it's the old saying. I don't know if you into the Bible, or whatever, you know, but I do read the Bible because you know I think it's three levels of the Bible. It's allegorical, it's biblical, and it's historical. You know what I mean? So from sometimes
Yes.
I go from a historical or allegorical, and allegorically speaking, you know, when it comes to the Bible, you know, the Bible talks about you know the good steps. The steps of a good man is ordered by God. Martin Luther King said, faith is taking the steps when you don't even see the steps. You know, the Bible also say, have ye that the seed of a mustard, that have faith that of the seed of a mustard, whatever, you know, I mess up a Bible quote in a minute, but you know what I'm trying to say. You know,
Yeah, I
have ye
get you.
faith, you know, that of a mustard seed. Now, in saying that, right, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
those are all principles of life. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean, everything that you do just don't happen. You know, like I said, me being shot, me getting hit by a semi truck. You know what I'm saying? All the COVID, me having COVID. You know what I mean? Those are all testimonies that leads me to who I am. What you go through, you grow through. See what I'm saying? So
Yes, sir.
everything in life and this experience. So you know what I'm saying? It gives you what you need. You know what I mean? It's like fuel. You know, when you go to a gas station, you know what I'm saying? You got to pick what gas you want. You know, you want premium, you want regular, or you want medium. You know what I mean? But you got to pick the gas. But you have
Yeah.
to go and you got to re-gas up. You see what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? Sometimes you might go through everything, then you might get on E. You might get to your ass in, and then you feel back up. You know, I mean, everything that ever happened to me in life, and I tell my members this every week. Everything that ever happened to me in my life, you know, all the fall throughs that I had led me to a major breakthrough.
Mm,
I don't want to tell you about my successes because my successes will overwhelm you. I want to tell you
right.
about my failures because my failures overwhelm me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my failures is what got me to my successes. See what I'm saying? So in life, you need failure. You need failure because failure is an indication that you made mistakes and that you can grow from your mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And a lot of people need to understand you got to be humble because your ego could be your worst amigo. Your ego could be your worst
Facts.
amigo.
Facts.
And if you
Yeah.
ain't humble, you will crumble. You know what I'm saying? And the roads that you take to get to your destiny are not going to be the ones that get you there. You know what I'm saying? The roads that you take to get to your destiny are not going to be the ones that get you there. You know what I'm
Man.
saying? The roads that you take to get to your destiny are not going to be good. It's going to be your hardship. It's going to be your forks in the road. It's going to be your mama hanging up on you. It's going to be your wife leaving you on Valentine's Day. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, your brother running away with the bag. It's gonna be your best homie texting somebody, letting them know, hey man, this nigga outside, and somebody putting a pistol in your face. You know, those are the things that's gonna change you. You know, for
Yeah.
years, bro, and I'm gonna conclude on this. For years, I walked around with this book pack on my back, right? It was a 40-pound book pack. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I took it everywhere I go. It was my friends, it was my kids, it was my problems, it was everything in this book pack. and it was called Dead Weight. I was walking around with dead weight in this book pack. The minute I took that book pack off, I felt like Muhammad Ali. I could float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. You know what I'm saying? So I don't carry dead weight no more. I don't deal with people that can't help me no more. I don't waste my time. My time is the most valuable asset that I have. You can waste my money. I get some more money, but I can't get no more time. We done been on here for about an hour. We'll never see that hour again in our life. That's over with. It's over with. Never see it. So young people, if you're listening, value your time. And you can't alter time. You can change the projection of time, the prognostication of time by simply planning your life. Work your plan and plan your work. You know, if you got a plan, you got a navigation. You know, if I threw you in the middle of the Sahara Desert and I said, find your way home, it would be very difficult without a navigation. But if I gave you a navigation, which is a roadmap, a plan, you'll be able to get to your destination. And like I said, the roads that you take to get to your destination are not the ones that get you there. How many times have you drove somewhere using your GPS and you turned off the wrong way?
Yeah.
Okay, when you turn off the wrong way, what happens? What your GPS say?
Yeah, you got to recalibrate.
It says rerouting.
Yeah.
That's what life will. Life will reroute you. But you still gonna get to where you're going. Yeah. You already know where you're going because you typed in the address. And that's what your goals is like. You type in your address. Your address could be 50 million. Your address could be 30 million. Your address could be a home. It could be a car. Once you type that address in, no matter what happened, you might get to a place. You might be going down. I give a street that most people probably know. You might be going down P Street, and you might get up to Piedmont. And once you get to Piedmont, it could be a terrible accident, and they turn you off. And then you end up have to go all the way around and get on 285 and get back, or 400 and get on 285. Then you get back on P Street, and then you make a U-turn and you come all the way back down. You still got to your destiny. It's just with the roads you wanted to take.
Right. Little, yep.
You know, so life will reroute you, and you got to know when you're being rerouted. You know, I thought I was gonna be a filmmaker extraordinaire. I didn't know I was gonna be the CEO of Hip-Hop Fraternity. You know what I'm saying? Because my circumstances, you know, the good steps of a man is ordered by God. There was steps that I was taking that I thought was leading me in one direction, but it was taking me somewhere else.
Yes. That's strong. That's strong. Man, Ken, I want to thank you so much for your time. Greatly appreciate it. I'm glad we could finally go ahead and link up. I'm definitely going to have to come down to the ATL, check you out, see the Hip Hop Fraternity.
I want you to come as a guest speaker. Come as a guest speaker. I want you to be a keynote speaker to the HHF, man. Let me know when you come, and we're going to make sure you're good. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give you a nice little podium to speak from. We're going to feed you. We're going to do everything. Come on down.
I will do that. I'll definitely do that. I'll call you. We'll chop it up, and we'll definitely make it happen.
Okay, man. Hey, man, for all y'all people, I see y'all leaving y'all comments. You know what I mean? I appreciate all the fans that you got back in Duval. Yeah, I just left Duval. I was in Jacksonville down there a couple of days ago. Jet Boy Cash, what's up, man? Look at HHF, man. They all up in here, ain't they?
Yeah, they repping. HHF been in here repping. They've been in here repping. Definitely.
Yeah,
I thank everybody for joining.
Those are all my nephews and nieces, man. I love
them. I thank everybody for checking out our conversation. Hey, follow me on YouTube.
Yeah, I see them all leaving a comment. I just want to let them know I seen every comment. I just didn't want to break my conversation of the interview, but I see y'all. Come to Cali. I am coming to Cali. Yeah, I be in Cali. I be in Cali. I just left Cali. I just left Cali the other day. Man, I be all over, man. I'm about to start telling them where I'm at. You need a manager? Well, hey, the dude said he need a manager. Come to the Hip-Hop Fraternity. We got a whole bunch of them. Hey, y'all can DM me, man, and I'll show y'all how to become Hip-Hop Fraternity. I'll show y'all what y'all need. I'll show y'all how our management system works, how our music and everything.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right, man. Go ahead and enjoy the rest of your evening, man. I thank you
Yeah,
so
man.
much, my
Hey,
brother.
I was eating when you called. I hope my food didn't get cold. But you know what? You owe me a meal, man. My food. I got my food right here. I was finna eat it.
I got you.
Okay. All right, then. Hey, I eat vegan food too. We can eat some vegan food.
Hey, whatever. I'm a man of my word. I got you on the
Okay.
meal.
All right,
All right,
brother.
my brother.
Love, man.
All right,
Appreciate you
one
for
love.
having me. Y'all
Hey,
follow me at
appreciate.
Real Pimp Ken _ And y'all go get my books at Amazon. You go get it at audible.com. You go get it at all platforms and just type in the name Pimpin Ken and you go get my books. And y'all think what y'all heard was good now. Wait till y'all want me to go live? I ain't finna go live right now. Let me go put on my suit. I usually wear a suit, so you know what I'm saying? He caught me off guard. I got to get in my uniform. My members,
Man,
look at my members. They cash like, man, you better go put that suit on. They probably surprised to see me in a t-shirt. They ain't never seen me in a t-shirt, bro. I'm telling you. Them brothers, man, look at our CEO up in there with a t-shirt.
I
But I
got an
promise you though,
exclusive.
one thing they can say, I keep it real. I promise you, I was gonna do the interview. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Me, so I
Yeah.
did the interview.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
You did.
Jet Boy Cash, I'm finna go put the suit on, baby. You know, I'm finna get suited and booted, man. You know what I'm saying? They call me off guard. They call me Snippet. That's all right. I'll be back. I'll be back. I love y'all, man. I got to go.
All right, man. I'll talk to you
Hey, man,
later.
call me on the personal line. Let's chop it up.
We'll do that.
Okay.
All right. Peace.